All characters and events in Uncle Jake production, even those based on real people, are entirely fictional. All cult voices are impersonated. Poorly. The following production might contain coarse language and mature content. Parental discretion is advised. This should not be viewed by anyone.
October 2025, the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Michigan convened a pivotal hearing, the motion to revoke the detention order for David Taylor. This case, presided over by Judge Terrence G. Berg, centers on whether Taylor, accused of forced labor and other serious offenses, should remain detained pending trial. The courtroom is filled with legal teams, witnesses, and the defendant himself, as both sides prepare to present their argument. Government, represented by Sarah Cohen and Adriana Didal, stands ready to outline the risks they believe Taylor poses, while the defense, led by N. Scott Rosenblum and Lawrence Margulies, aims to challenge the narrative and advocate for Taylor's release. The stakes are high and the atmosphere is tense as the hearing begins, setting the tone for a complex legal battle. The prosecution opens with a forceful argument, emphasizing the gravity of the charges against David Taylor. According to the government, Taylor led a criminal enterprise for over a decade, using violence, threats, and deprivation to control his followers. Prosecutor Sarah Cohen details disturbing evidence: text messages from Taylor instructing subordinates to deprive workers of food and sleep if they failed to meet fundraising goals, accounts of physical assaults against both adults and minors, and the separation of children from their parents. Government also highlights the psychological trauma inflicted on victims, the ongoing investigation into sexually explicit materials allegedly coerced from female members, and Taylor's access to significant financial resources that could facilitate flight. The prosecution insists that no set of conditions can ensure the safety of the community or prevent Taylor from fleeing, painting a picture of a leader whose influence and resources make him a continued threat. Defense counters with a very different narrative. Attorney Scott Rosenblum argues that Taylor is a respected religious leader with no criminal history, emphasizing his decades of ministry and community service. The defense presents witness Alexis Larimer, who testifies about her voluntary involvement in Taylor's ministry, describing the living conditions as comfortable and denying any coercion or abuse. Rosenblum challenges the government's portrayal of the church as a criminal organization, highlighting awards and recognition Taylor has received, and questioning the credibility of some accusers. He points out that many members, including so-called victims, do not see themselves as such and willingly participated in ministry activities. The defense also addresses Taylor's health issues and lack of access to funds, suggesting that strict bail conditions could ensure his appearance and community safety. The scene underscores the clash between two starkly different interpretations of the same set of facts. As arguments unfold, the court faces a complex decision. Judge Berg must weigh the government's evidence of coercion, violence, and risk of flight against the defense's portrayal of Taylor as a misunderstood religious leader. The hearing reveals the difficulties in distinguishing between unconventional religious practices and criminal conduct, especially when former members and current supporters offer conflicting accounts. The judge listens to testimony about living arrangements, financial disclosures, and the nature of Taylor's relationships with followers. Both sides acknowledge the emotional and psychological dimensions of the case, from the trauma described by alleged victims to the deep loyalty expressed by Taylor's supporters. Ultimately, the court's challenge is to determine whether any combination of bail conditions could reasonably assure Taylor's appearance and protect the community, or whether the risks are simply too great. Hearing on David Taylor's detention is more than a legal proceeding. It's a window into the challenges of balancing individual rights with community safety in high-profile criminal cases. The court must sift through conflicting narratives, emotional testimony, and evolving evidence to reach a decision that upholds justice. For Taylor, the outcome determines whether he awaits trial behind bars or under strict supervision. For the alleged victims and the broader community, the decision signals how seriously the justice system takes claims of coercion and abuse within organizations that blur the line between faith and control. As the hearing concludes, the judge's ruling will have lasting implications for all involved, highlighting the complexities at the intersection of law, religion, and personal freedom.